Imagine waking up tomorrow morning and finding yourself transported 50 years into the past. Your memories of the future remain perfectly intact. As you navigate this world, you realize you are holding a fragile timeline in your hands. A single careless word or one wrong action could ripple outward and unintentionally ruin the future. We accept the logic of the butterfly effect when it applies to the past. Yet in the present, we often live as if our smallest decisions have no impact at all on the years to come. This cognitive dissonance leads us to dismiss micro-neglects. We skip a 5-minute workout because it feels too small to count. We ignore a minor structural flaw in a relationship or a home, assuming the consequences will never arrive. These choices are currently writing your future. Whether improving or decaying, your trajectory is governed by a predictable set of mechanical laws. This chart tracks the difference between getting 1% worse versus 1% better every day for a year. By the end of 12 months, a daily 1% decline leaves you at nearly zero, but a 1% improvement compounds into a result 37 times better than where you started. The math becomes even more staggering when you apply a micro-shift. By pushing just slightly past your comfort zone to reach a 1.1% daily improvement, you end the year 54 times better. Achieving this multiplier doesn't require a giant leap in effort. It is the result of fractional upgrades, like reading one extra page of a book or performing one extra rep at the gym. The distance between a good life and an exceptional one is rarely raw talent. It is the mathematical yield of compounding these small shifts over time. To sustain these shifts, you have to account for the friction of starting. Newton's first law of motion states that objects at rest stay at rest. The bare minimum serves a specific mechanical purpose. It provides the initial energy required to overcome static friction and get a heavy object moving. This low barrier to entry bypasses the brain's resistance. By making the task too easy to skip, you shift your body and mind into a state of active motion. Once that movement begins, the second half of Newton's law takes over. An object in motion stays in motion, meaning it requires significantly less psychological effort to keep going once you've already started. Starting small is about banking psychological momentum. A 5-minute workout makes you an object in motion, which is far easier to sustain. Even with momentum, most people quit because they experience a period of zero visible progress. They do the right things daily, but the results remain hidden. Consider an ice cube in a warming room. As the temperature rises from 26 degrees to 31 degrees, the ice remains completely solid. This is a latent phase. Immense energy is being applied to the system, but because the state of the object hasn't changed, the effort feels wasted. When the temperature reaches exactly 32 degrees, a phase transition occurs. The ice begins to melt. The invisible work of the previous 6 degrees is suddenly revealed all at once. Effort applied during the silent phase is never wasted. It is simply being stored. You build thermal pressure right up until the system reaches the threshold of a phase transition. Shift the thought experiment forward. Imagine traveling 10 years into the future to sit across a table from your future self. That person is currently trapped within the consequences of the momentum you are generating today. They are the living result of the effort you chose to store or the neglect you chose to ignore. You can influence that outcome immediately. Learn 5 words instead of 4. Walk for 12 minutes instead of 10. Push just a fraction beyond what feels comfortable. There is no single moment that changes everything. It is the steady accumulation of these invisible choices that eventually